Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Critical Podcast. I am your host, Jimmy Good, and joining me this week is a very, 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 very special guest, my twin sister, Katie. Katie, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show again.
Of course. Well, Katie, you got quite a nice little setup over there. I love the backdrop. I know we talked about this beforehand, but you are kind of angling to start streaming for the channel here. And you're no stranger to being on. You've been on the podcast before. We just did it like here. And then you've been on, obviously, Disney duos and stuff, which people should check out if you like Katie and more Disney stuff. So, Katie, tell us a little bit for people who might just be listening to the show, who might not be actually able to watch it. Describe your setup in detail.
Well, if you can't see it, this is going to suck for you.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. I have a lot of Pop Funkos. I have a lot of figurines behind me. I have a original Pokemon poster behind me over here and some mini ears and some other posters. Just like fun stuff that I enjoy. I also have a dragon that actually moves and stuff. Do you want to see it?
Yes, we do. We need to see it.
Okay. I bought this originally. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I bought this little guy. I think his name is Torch for Renaissance Festival years ago so that I could actually have him on my shoulder. But I couldn't figure out how to jerry rig him. But check this out.
Whoa. Was not.
He's breathing fire.
Not prepared. That's kind of terrifying.
Anyway, yes. So this little dragon guy, I'm going to put him down over here. He actually, there's a compartment in his back that you can put water into. And so he'll breathe out smoke when he has a flame. So it kind of looks like he's breathing out, I don't know, flames.
Thanks. But you don't have water in him right now.
No, I don't.
Okay, good. I was like, did I miss that?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, that looks sweet, and your setup looks great. I love the original 150, or the Gen 1 Pokemon poster. That is, our childhood right there. So, seeing it always, I'm like, yeah, there we go. I just love the classic Gen. And I love Gen 2. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he only likes Gen 1. No, that's not true. I like Gen 2. Katie, you probably said your favorite Pokemon on here before, but your favorite Pokemon used to be Dragonite, but has switched to...
My girl, Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff's pretty good.
I can't do it right now. I used to be so good at it. It's not good anymore.
What? That was not... Please try again.
Okay, hold on. Jigglypuff.
That's pretty good. It seems a little high pitched, like Jiggly's losing some air or something.
It's on helium.
That makes more sense. What am I losing air? This makes sense. Now I want to try it. No, I'm not gonna do it anyway. Jigglypuff's a good choice. Also, obviously in Super Smash Brothers, which is crazy to me. Jiggly, I look up at the poster you got me. You can kind of see Ness's picture if you're watching. Katie got me that picture of Super Smash Brothers, the original 12, and Jigglypuff was in that game. So weird for Jigglypuff to be in that game as a secret character. Out of all the Pokemon besides Pikachu, they're like Jigglypuff. They didn't do Charizard. It's so weird to me. But anyway, Jigglypuff. Katie, you've been on before, and just in case people haven't met you before, people haven't seen you, I like to do a little of a barometer check to show people kind of where you stand. Favorite things, just name a few. You don't have to get super in depth on them. Favorite, TV, movies, games, anything like that just comes to mind, so people can know where you come from. I should say, more like a litmus test, maybe.
Oh, a litmus test on things, Katie. That's daunting. Favorite food is sushi. I always start with food because I love food.
Side note. I saw our cousin Amanda today, and she had E equals MC squared, and it said energy equals milk plus coffee squared, and I was like, oh, Katie would like that to some degree. I know you're not as big a coffee person, but still.
That's a lie.
Oh.
I quite enjoy coffee. I would say it needs to be cold, unless it's
cold brew.
The winter months, and it's pretty basic. I'm a iced coffee drinker. I like the cream in there. I like some sugar-free vanilla.
Sure.
I can't get more basic than that unless it's pumpkin spice. I don't really like the pumpkin spice drinks, but if it's in things like Cheerios, that's my jam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know, gross.
That's fine. It's whatever you like.
Yeah. And then movies, I thought that I had a favorite movie. I thought it was Wedding Crashers. We had talked about that before, but I'm more kind of just switching around with things, and I haven't honestly, I don't even know. I think the last thing we were talking about, I watched Rise of Skywalker. That was the only movie I've watched in the past 2 years. So.
And what did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I've seen Adam Driver in Girls, so if you've seen him in that role, like seeing him in this role is very different. And so like I had a really hard time with some of the facial things that he did just because I was like seeing him in that other, I don't know.
Sure.
Position, whatever. And then Disney stuff is really the only other thing I watch. TV, pretty trashy TV. All of my TV shows are done for the season, I guess. So like Jersey Shore and Vanderpump Rules. Started watching Shahs of Sunset, which is like the Persian community in LA. It's really interesting. It's kind of like Jersey Shore, but like they're well groomed and like know what they're talking about, and they're very rich, so It's interesting to watch. One of them makes diamond water, like legit puts a diamond in the water and then sells it for people to drink. Just really into like this kind of zen thing.
Do they like drink the diamond?
No. Just like the water as it sits in there. It's a whole thing. You know, like people put like here, for instance, like these minerals, you can't see this if you're just listening to the podcast, but different rocks and stones and stuff in the water to like, you know, help with energy and stuff. Just really into it, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna have to believe you on this. I don't know the validity of any of that stuff, but then again, whatever. We do a podcast, so it's like people would probably be like, "Okay, dude, like you're just a snake oil salesman. We're not selling snake oil. We're selling good times." We should get into the diamond water business. I feel like that's, you know, you get a couple diamonds, you take the diamonds out before you sell it to people, though. Like I don't know. I just have a lot of logistic questions. Sorry. I want to jump back for just a second. I want your top. Do you have like 2 or 3 favorite Disney animated films of all time? Because you kind of said Disney stuff quickly, and I think like a Disney animated film, sometimes that helps people to be like, oh, she loves Lion King. You know what I mean?
Well, Sleeping Beauty. We were just talking about Maleficent, so like anything that has her in it, that's gonna be like my favorite, I guess, out of all of them because of her. I think Angelina Jolie did a really good job in those movies as well. I actually felt like she portrayed her really well, just because I'm a huge Maleficent fan. If you can't see my Pop Funkos, I'm trying to collect them all. I only have a couple of them, and I'm devastated I don't have the whole set of them. Sure. Eventually.
Yeah.
But like, what's better than a lady who can turn into a dragon and breathe like green fire? I don't know what's better than that. That's like a superpower.
Yeah.
To me.
I thought at first you were going to say Sleepy Hollow was your favorite animated Disney film. I was like, whoa, Ichabod Crane. Second off, I think Angelina Jolie does a good job too. The only issue I have with her is I wish they almost would have put her on stilts. I want, like, Maleficent in the movie, like the animated film, is like 1.5 feet taller than everybody. Like, she shows up and she's like this presence, and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, and Angelina Jolie, they just took her regular size and with the horns and stuff. I didn't feel as like afraid of her. But the Maleficent movies aren't about being afraid of Maleficent. They're about like seeing that she is more of a human than the humans are. So maybe that was intentional. They're like, we don't want to make her like into an 8-foot tall monster. We're like, yeah, she's a fairy and she's had problems. But do you prefer the Maleficent in the animated film over Angelina Jolie's performance, or the other way around?
Definitely the animated, like the original OG. She is so cool looking,
yeah,
and I just love her and like her little raven friend.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
Do you know his name?
You just told me this the other day, and I should know if she's my favorite.
Famous Blizzard franchise. It's
hard. Nope.
Favorite. Yeah, he like the devil.
Oh, Diablo. That's right. It's Diablo.
Yeah.
Ooh,
which
sorry.
I keep thinking, is that the same? I think it's a different like raven or crow that the evil queen has in Snow White, because they look very much the same.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I like Maleficent. I also, because I cut that wish list for the Disney parks thing, so I went back and like looked through a lot of Sleeping Beauty stuff. Man, that movie looks cool. Like, it just looks interesting. It's like just like a really, and I think it's like Mary Blair stuff. It's just very like striking images. And Maleficent is just, what a powerhouse, man. Like, she kind of goes out in a crummy way, but she's nuts. And they kind of, I was thinking about this, you probably know it too, Katie, but in Fantasmic, I keep bringing this up, she says to Mickey, now you have to deal with me and all the powers of my imagination. You know that part? In the movie, she turns into a hurricane, flies off her tower, and lands in front of Philip. And she says, now you have to deal with me and all the powers of hell. And I get it, but also I'm like, wait a sec. Are you like in league with Satan or something? Like, it's just so like, it's all Disney just being like, we'll do whatever we want. But man, yeah, Maleficent, top tier villain. Okay, anyway, so Sleeping Beauty mostly because of Maleficent. Do you like Aurora?
No. The only thing I like about her is that she gets to sleep. That's about it.
She's got a great song though, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
You're like, no thanks.
I like the Fairy Godmothers better than her. Merryweather is my favorite.
Merryweather is so good. I hate what they did to them in the new ones. Like, they just made them so annoying. They used to be so great. Like, making the cakes.
Like,
oh, yeah.
I would say that's like the only thing in the new movies that I was like, okay.
Sure.
Meh. I didn't like that.
Yeah. Last kind of thing, favorite games that come up to mind right away?
Well, I'm really excited for the Switch one. I've been talking a lot about it for streaming, and that's going to be Friends of Mineral Town, and that is kind of a recreation of a game I never got to play on the Game Boy Advance. And like I was telling Jimmy the other day, I've been waiting years for something to look like this graphically. Like, I know that's a big statement, and some people would be like, wow, this girl is lame. But like, N64 version of Harvest Moon, I love that game, but if you go back to it, the replayability to me is not as like nostalgic anymore, because I like things graphically as they age well. Like, I want to be able to play a game that looks appealing, and that's really hard for me to play when it's like grainy and, you know, it's just kind of more flat. This one looks super cool. Like, I'm just super excited about it. The same thing happened when I played Animal Crossing New Horizons. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm playing the GameCube version, except it's on steroids and we're on an island and there's like all these cool things happening. And you have like different people coming to the island and you can build it and make all these changes. So those are like my two favorite ones.
Nice. So Animal Crossing Harvest Moon, no other like fighting or shooting games or...
Well, World of Warcraft. That one, again... Jimmy laughs at me because he doesn't agree, and I'm fine with it.
What do you mean?
Lots of people hate grinding in World of Warcraft. It's, again, I think, like we were just talking to our friend Frag, like, he was in the Legion. He was saying, I can't play that anymore because it's just, I'm over it and I'm moving on to something else. And the problem is for me is that I've played World of Warcraft, but I haven't put in the hours like other people have, like consistently. So for every time that I played, it's like new, and the graphics update and like the lands update. So to me, it's, yeah, you still grind and stuff, but it's always new to me. And I could just fly around. Like, I could be on one of the mountains and just fly around all day, and that would be fine for me. I don't need to like hunt or do anything. I like to go like mining maybe, or like swimming in a lagoon and see what's down there. And there may be nothing, but to me, I'm like, I'm swimming in a lagoon. This is so cool. That's it.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, remember, Katie is also the type of person who like, I would play Assassin's Creed, and then I'd be like, "Oh, Katie, you wanna try?" And she just want to jump around on the rooftops for a while, and she wouldn't want to engage in combat with anybody. So she just kind of run around. She's like, she's like running around. She's like, like, I think if you got good at Spider-Man, you would love that game because you just swing around. Because we used to play Spider-Man 2 way back in the day, and you also used to like the Lord of the Rings games and Gears of War. Like, there are other games out there that you've enjoyed. You just don't partake in them as much anymore because you're a mom with a full-time job. So you're like, like, how am I supposed to? Like, sweetie, don't look as mommy chainsaws through the locust. Like, watch out, baby. Yeah, he ran in the other day on stream, and I was like, I can't play Ghost of Tsushima with you right here, buddy. Like, like, Asher, look at what Unky's doing. He would be like it just, his mind would just change. Anyway, any other favorites you want to mention here before we move on?
Well, I would just say, like you said, Justin was the Lord of the Rings on GameCube. I remember we used to sit down, like we'd get up early before school. Our mom would make us listen to her read for like a little bit before she would leave. Yeah. She would like, and she read Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia and stuff like that. So that was neat. And then we'd like sit down for like, I don't know, half an hour to an hour before going to school, from my recollection. And that was like, for us, that was like one of our first like big bonding experiences.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that game just, like, holds a special place in my heart, and it makes me want to cry thinking about it because I want to play it again. Can they make an updated version of that game, too? Like, that would be great. I'm sure there's something maybe similar or not yet.
I think there are a few things that maybe could kind of be, but not to that level, unfortunately. Ugh. Dang it. I just wish they could just license out Lord of the Rings and Star Wars to every game company so they could all make a bunch of games, then we could finally get another spiritual successor. Oh well, maybe if the Amazon show does really well, like the Lord of the Rings one, then they'll make more games. Who knows? Anyway, okay. So there you go, everybody. That's Katie right there. In a nutshell. Show over. No, I'm just kidding. And everybody was so gracious because I asked everyone, I was like, oh, please write in questions. And I know I ask people writing questions all the time. However, we got a lot of questions today from our lovely Legionnaires via the Discord, but you guys can always send them in on Twitter or whatever else. So we're going to focus on Katie, because Katie is the most important part of the show today, because Katie is not only planning on maybe being here occasionally on the show, on the podcast, but maybe streaming as well in the future. So hopefully you like her setup. Her setup already looks, I was saying this before, it looks way better than mine. Mine is just like my room. Like, Katie's got like cute little things everywhere. Mine's like, he put Wolverine right there and the light's reflecting off it in a poor way. And I'm just like, well, that's just gonna have to deal with it. But you know what? People are just gonna have to deal with it. Exactly. Anyway, so Katie, are you ready for some questions?
I am ready.
All right,
let's do it.
I guess this is kind of community feedback and questions. I don't know. Who cares? This is a Ramshackle show. Don't you worry about it. Katie, first question coming in on the Discord. This comes in from Spooky Doo. Spooky Doo, where are you? She says, okay, why is she so cool? Katie, why are you so cool?
Spooks! I don't think it's true, so I do not know how to answer that question.
It's all right. She's got a few more for you. So
that's good.
What are you the most excited to stream?
Well, I had a bunch of people say, like, what is the Sayonara game?
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yeah. I think I just need a copy of that, and I would be excited to play that just because I've never heard of it before, so that one, I guess.
Cool.
That'd be exciting.
Favorite mythical creature?
A dragon.
Why?
We just talked about Maleficent, and dragons are cool, and you can probably fly on one to places. I just want a dragon for my own.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, so I was trying to think of, that's pretty much everything a griffin can do, though. What makes a dragon better than a griffin?
It looks cool, and it breathes fire.
Yeah, well, new lore says that griffins can breathe lightning. I'm making that happen. Anyway, this one comes in from Simon the Shark Man. He says, what's your favorite ocean animal, or have I already asked that once?
Maybe you did, Simon. I said a sea otter because otters in general are my favorite animal outside of dogs. And sea otters are like a bigger version of otters, and they're really flippin' cute.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
How do you feel about seals?
Yeah, they're cute.
I like seals a lot. That's a good answer.
I just like sea otters because they can they play with like little pebbles and stuff that they find, and then they like crack clams open. It's a whole thing. Okay.
I understand. Is there any second place besides sea otter?
Probably like a whale shark.
A whale? Whoa. Wait, why a whale shark? Hold on. That's like the opposite direction.
Why?
I just, no, I'm
They're
just curious.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. I just was like cute and cuddly, and then they're just like, and the biggest fish in the ocean.
Because they're just neat. To me, it's like defying like the realms of reality. Like there's this giant creature that could just destroy you in a second.
All I know is I like whale sharks a lot because that's me at the buffet. You know what I mean? Mouth open, just I'm gonna keep making those buffet jokes. Anyway, that's a great question. This one comes in from Layman's Terms on Discord. He asks, which 3 games would you bring to a deserted island?
Oh, Ryan. Ryan, I would definitely bring like the games we've already talked about. I'd bring the Lord of the Rings GameCube version. I would bring AC&H, and I haven't played Friends Mineral Town, but I'm pretty sure that that is replayability for me. I'd want to play that like frequently. And
you meant Animal Crossing New Horizons. That's what AC&H meant.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not Animal Crossing'd up, so I was like, what is this game? Akana.
What is Akana?
We're not sure. Okay, good. I was gonna say you shouldn't. I say we should veto that one though, because you're already on an island, so you shouldn't play a deserted island or like on a deserted island. You're like, I have my own town, but there's no one around you.
Okay, then maybe Sims.
Oh, okay. Just any Sims?
Like the newer version,
Okay.
I guess. 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Nice. This one comes in from Zora Caviar. Zora, you're amazing. Caden, if you could live in any time period, which would it be?
Oh, dear.
Get specific. Now, this is a tricky one for a lot of reasons. Unfortunately, this is easier, I think, for like a guy to answer than a woman, because if you like an era, it doesn't necessarily mean it would be fun for you to go back to, because you would not. There wouldn't be as much equality as there is today, right? Like, not that it's fully equal by any stretch, but if you're like, I want to go back to the 1900s, you'd be like, or 1920 or something, it might be kind of rough. I don't know.
Yeah, if there was like female equality at the time, probably the 20s, I would say.
We're living in the 20s, the roaring 20s.
The 1920s, the roaring 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you want to pick that one?
I don't know. I know it's such a farce, but I think of like Great Gatsby. Like, I just want my life to be like that sometimes. Like these just big raging parties and there are people just like dressed up and giving no cares about the world.
Okay. And that's the case. I just want to go back. I just want to be a flapper girl and go to all those fun parties. Like, watch out, copper. Watch me as I do the Charleston. Like, I don't know. I'm probably way off with all that. So that's Katie's words. It's fine. He also asks you a very simple question: pirates or ninjas?
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of what you're going to say. I don't know.
I know. I'm thinking in my head. Really? Am I thinking in my head or just out loud or it's happening all at once?
Both.
Well, I think it depends. Again, like pirates can be like nasty.
Wait, well, hold on. What do you mean?
Like dirty and I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be like on a boat.
You mean grimy?
Like, we're talking about like no, like well, in more ways than one. Like physically, mentally inappropriate,
sure.
Especially with women. So again, if it was like, you know, what you see portrayed, probably ninjas because they're cool and they can do like shifty moves and like take people out with their body.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like ninjas because they can take people out with their body. Yeah, everybody knows ninjas, the living missile of the warrior world. They just skull bash people, just run, just... Okay, it's fine. This one comes in from Fragan. We're gonna jump back and forth because people have asked multiple questions, so we're gonna come back. It's great. He says, being a fan of World of Warcraft, what is your fondest memory of the game? Your biggest wow moment, if you will.
Okay. Fondest memory of the game. My in-laws play it. My husband plays it still from time to time. We went over there. This was years and years ago, before they moved, and they had their computer room set up. And so they were set up over on their computers on the wall at their desks. And then we put up a folding table, like back to back with them. And the 4 of us played and we were like doing raids and stuff together. So it was just like, it's like one of those like weird bonding experiences, like no one would ever expect to have with their in-laws. And for me, I was just like, this is so cool. How many people can say their in-laws play World of Warcraft? And like my father-in-law, before we started this podcast, like he's probably still playing. He's like playing World of Warcraft right now. So I don't know. Probably that. Nothing like in particular. It's not like I've gotten anything magical. I'm a huge mount person. Again, I don't play games for like the core purpose people typically do. So like I like things like the pretty mounts and like the little pets you can get and all of the different things you can do with your outfits. And so, yeah.
Cool. I will say this. Your in-laws make me believe truly that there are older folks playing video games when for a long time I kind of thought like the oldest that people kind of were playing games of that caliber were maybe like 10 years older than us or so. But then like seeing him like actually talk like your father-in-law in depth about World of Warcraft, it almost like makes my brain like malfunction. And it is not a dig against him. Like, it's great. It's so cool to see because, like, for I think a lot of people, and I think the perception is still kind of fading away of, like, who loves video games, who plays it. Everybody does. And it's so cool to, like, think that there are people out there of any age playing these games, even ones as in-depth and as time-consuming as World of Warcraft, and not just being like, oh, that's too hard for me, I don't want to get into that. Like, he's been playing it for more than a decade?
They've been playing it since it originally came out.
Yeah. Okay. So a while.
Yeah. Has it been 12 years already, or like more?
Or has it been 12? 15? Yeah, it might be 12 or 13. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 2006 or 5 or something. I don't know. Somewhere in there. Anyway.
I believe you.
It's still really cool. So yeah, shout out to them. That's great. I love that they play. So you're like, yeah, my in-laws play that. I'm like, I don't think I could ever get that lucky to have in-laws who are like, I really love World of Warcraft. I'd be like, oh no.
Oh, no.
I want it to be different. I'd want it to be like my father-in-law would be like super into some sort of like weird like third person co-op game, and then I'd be like up really late, and then like the wife would walk in and she'd be like, you gotta get off. Who are you playing with tonight? And I'd be like, it's your dad's online and we've been playing for like 5 hours. She'd be like, oh no. And I'd be like, yeah, he loves me more than you. Like that's the dream. Anyway, but yeah, so that's your biggest wow moment, raiding together, all together.
Yeah. Family times.
Family times. That sounds great. Okay. Next question comes in, again, from Zora Caviar.
Zora!
If you were an animorph, what animal would you turn into? And you can't say sea otter.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to cut you off with a pass. Katie's
Not
like,
fair.
Dragon?
I totally was going to say a dragon. Don't be mean.
Oh, I could read your thoughts.
No, I mean, does a mermaid count?
Yeah.
Probably not. No. Well, you are like morphing into something that's like half fish, right?
Katie's like, so, like I got halfway through fish and stopped. Like, you're changing and you're like,
I still want to like, enjoy the water with arms and stuff. Like,
how about like a sea turtle or something? I don't know.
Okay. No. Probably a fish that can like go to the bottom of the ocean. What? Whatever that may be. It's like I want to explore.
It's like one of those
the ocean
fish.
Blue.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones with the lights and they're like.
I don't think that I could come up with funnier quotes than I want to explore the ocean with my arms and stuff or whatever she said. Like, what? What? How about like a... Okay, sure, that works. Okay. So you want to be like one of those like... Or like a lamp... Like the lamprey fish? Or not... Wait, no, sorry, lamprey is the leech. No, not that one. You want to be the angelfish
the one with
thing.
the goopy teeth?
Yeah, the one that comes after Marlin and Dory.
Yeah. I want to be that one.
Okay.
That's it.
Great. Man, that's such a good question, Sora.
That is a good question. Thank you.
Miss Mage asks, if you were to design a Pokemon, what would you base it off of, animal, etc.? And what's its unique design? What would its unique design be? Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
That's a tough one.
I don't even know. It would have to be some form of dragon. Oh.
Why do you say it like, hi everyone, my name is Katie and this is my design for a dragon?
Because you're going to make fun of me.
No, you can make it a dragon. You used to love Dragonite, the dopiest dragon that's ever existed. He's the chunky
Something
boy.
Dopier. Something dopier and much larger than Dragonite, because I've heard that he's
the whale lord of dragon Pokemon. How big are its wings?
I don't know, like 80 feet. Massive. Because Charizard's not very large either.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that?
Well, the stats are all off on Charizard. They say he's like 5'10" or something. I don't believe it.
That's balone. Yeah. I want like Pete's dragon in like Pokemon form.
Whoa, how about like Rayquaza? Okay, so sorry, Rayquaza's more skinny. You're thinking of like a big chunky. I want a
chunky bunk, and potentially the colors of the galaxy, and we'll name it Milky Way, and leave it at that.
Please, follow-up question. Please explain to me the colors of the galaxy. I don't know what that means. I can kind of figure it out. Is it like purples and stuff?
Purples and like blue, green.
Is it like
black?
Is it like one of those things where they cut out like the actual like the colors of the creature and they put like just like a moving image behind, like it's the actual Milky Way galaxy and it's just spinning in it all the time and it doesn't have like a pure color. Is that what it is?
Well, now it is. Now after that explanation, it is.
My
Because
gosh.
now I want to see
Milky-
that become a thing. If anybody has artistic ability, please make the Milky Way dragon for Pokemon.
I never thought I'd have to, like, Katie just looks down at her last Pokeball in the tournament. She's like, I never thought I'd have to use you. Go, Milky Way. It's like, it's a black hole, just pulls in the stadium.
That's perfect. You could have, like, black hole could be one of its things. It just,
It
like,
just makes a black hole.
it makes a black hole, sucks people in, and then it's like,
I think that's
crit.
That's yo, that's a crit, man. You're dead. You're in another part. You get squished. Whoa. Okay.
You exist in another dimension. All right.
You exist to be squished. Okay, that's a great question there, Miss Mage. Zora asks again, what's the worst date you've ever been on?
I shit you not. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here's the worst date I've ever been on. Do you remember Schmogli? I think you called him something like Dan or something. Do you remember? Anyway.
I've had a lot of fun.
I'm not going to say I've had some weird boyfriends. Like really weird. This one in particular stands out to me because he is well, I don't know if he is anymore because I haven't seen him since I dated him when I was like 16, but he was extremely homophobic and he was meeting one of our family members who is in fact gay, and instead of being supportive and like nice, I guess we weren't really on a date because we were going to dinner with our family, but he's like, well, I don't want him to hit on me because he's gay and he's going to be attracted to me. And I was like, that's not how it works. First of all, no. And then second of all, you're dumb. Like, let's move on. Dumped his ass. Let's move on.
Yeah, I always love that that argument that like straight guys would make occasionally or generalize it. And I, like, as a straight guy myself, I've even told people, I'm like, I'm not attracted to like every woman. Like, you know, it's not just like like, you know, do you understand that's not how it works. So if you're like, you meet like a gay person, they might not just be like, oh, you're a guy. If it's a man, then they're not going to be immediately attracted to you just because you're a guy. They might just hate your personality and be like, no thanks. So usually people who think that, though, I don't think they're probably very attractive to many people anyway. So I gotcha, people.
True that.
I gotta speaking my truth. Anyway,
yeah.
That's the worst that you've ever been on. I was trying to think of mine just to kind of like weigh in. Ooh, I don't know if I have as bad a one as that though.
And it wasn't really even a date. Like I didn't really go anywhere with boyfriends I had in high school. Like I typically pick people that like either A, didn't have a car or driver's license, or like was a creep de la crep. So like, you know,
Bravo.
You know, I've been with my husband since I was 17, so I didn't really have a lot of dating experience.
That's okay. Yeah, well, you've had technically, you probably have had more than I have because, well, you dated around a lot in high school, I should say. So like it was different because, like you said, you'd maybe date a person for like a week, and it wasn't. I was gonna say,
but it wasn't like dating because we weren't like going anywhere, like doing anything together. It was just like, hey, let's hang out at my mom's house and like let's watch TV and hold hands.
That sounds like, for me, that sounds like fourth date material right there. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
Hold hands and like go down to like Baskin Robbins. You know, like, I don't know. Oh yeah, for anybody who's watching Katie do that, Katie and I developed this thing, and I don't know if I started or whatever. So it's kind of a, we're cribbing off Dirty Pop a little bit because NSYNC during their pop song they'd spin like a pop around and they would drink it. But now if we hear something that's kind of sad or is like too much for us to handle, we'll spin a, like, maybe it's like a megaphone or something, and then we'll go like woof, like because it's just like whoa man, that's too much.
That's woof worthy right there.
Speaking of ice cream though, Katie, favorite ice cream?
Ooh, it just ebbs and flows. I mean, I always go like. Honestly, I'm not like into ice cream in general. Like if I could just like get the cookie dough that's in cookie dough ice cream and just like have that separately, like that's what's up. You know, that's what I want in my life.
Your favorite ice cream is the cookie dough from Cookie Dough Ice Cream.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure about that. I thought you liked the mint Oreo stuff.
Oh, yeah, if I have to like, yeah, if I have to. It always gives me a sour stomach. I'm such a delicate flower.
Okay. Oh, okay. First off, if you have to, is someone like holding you at like gunpoint and they're like, pick an ice cream, and you're like, the cookie dough from cookie dough ice cream, and they're like, that's not ice cream, and you're like, the mint, but it gives me a sour stuff. Okay, so no one's doing that probably. And also, what do you mean sour? What do you mean it gives you a sour stomach?
Like it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna down this mint Oreo concrete mixer from Culver's, and I order it every time, and yet every time I think afterwards, I don't feel good. Yep, this is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a little bit of peek behind the curtain into my actual life. All right, and this is just happens all the time, and now it's videotaped for your enjoyment, and hopefully my future enjoyment when I look back on this and think, oh my God, I was doing a podcast, and Katie was on it. There she is. So your favorite ice cream, again, cookie dough from the cookie dough ice cream, maybe the mint, but it makes you sick. Like, you didn't even pick cotton candy, which I know you like.
I was gonna pick cotton candy, okay? I was going there.
You got you that mic, and you're beating it like you hate it. Like,
sorry.
Smacking it around.
I was making my way to the cotton candy, okay? So, like, you're already making me cry from laughing so hard. Like, let me get to the cotton candy on my own time.
I have made every guest on this show cry laugh, all right? And no, that's not true. I wish it were. I wish I could be like, I had some famous person on here, made him cry laugh. Anyway, that's good. Katie, favorite celebrity?
Do we even have to talk about this?
I know, I'm baiting you. I'm baiting you into this question.
Keanu Reeves, I love you.
What specifically about Keanu Reeves do you love?
He can do anything and it'd be great. People would disagree, but I think he was amazing in The Lake House. He can be romantic, obviously can do action films. And the most recent funny was definitely wait. Something maybe. I can remember the name of the title.
Always Be My Maybe.
Always Be My Maybe. That was hilarious.
Yeah, best part of that film.
Yeah, extremely uncharacteristic of him. If you haven't seen it, just watch the Keanu Reeves part. You know, Ali Wong's in there, and I love me some Ali Wong, but like Keanu Reeves like stole the show, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to watch the rest of the film. Just watch the parts with Keanu Reeves. It doesn't need to make sense. Just watch it.
I feel like Keanu Reeves is approaching that territory for you where like Lord of the Rings is for me, where people ask me my favorite movie and I almost don't want to say it anymore because I put it in like an echelon where it doesn't really belong for like that kind of thing anymore. So it's like, if Keanu was your Lord of the Rings, what would you tell people are like your other favorite like actors to just kind of be like, okay, like it's not just Keanu, like there are other people that you really enjoy.
Ooh. Oh, that's rough. Because I just
the hard-hitting questions.
All I think about is let's see.
Oh, by the way, long hair and facial hair or the original Matrix look? Whatever he's feeling fit for. Like, just do what you want. You know, I'm good with it. He can pull off a man bun. He could really do anything he wanted and be fine with it. Unless he was getting like really long, scraggly hair, I'd be like, eesh. Unless you're leaving in a man bun, like, Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like other actors that are out there in the world. Katie's like, I watched Avengers Endgame and every one of them was Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah, right? Right? Like, give me some names. Just, like, rattle off some names.
Well, I go to mine, like, Ian McKellen, Anthony Hopkins, Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, Emma Stone.
Oh, Hugh Jackman, yeah. I would say, like you just said, Ian McKellen, Anthony Hopkins, and Hugh Jackman would be, like, my other options, yeah.
They're great.
For sure.
How do you feel about, like, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, guys like that?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I see you.
I see you. I understand you. Oh, which I brought up Avengers for a second. I know you're not a big Marvel person. Any favorite Marvel characters of all time? Even X-Men, Fantastic Four, anybody?
Well, you always ask me this question, and I
love it because you
can
never know.
Answer it.
You're like the one with the weapon.
Storm, maybe.
Storm. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You like Storm?
Like every time I think of that, I'm like, Storm. She's just like so cool, and she's different, and she's cool with that, and then like she has these awesome powers, and I don't know. She's always helping people.
Pop quiz: which Avenger was she married to for a time?
Cyclops.
No, Avenger.
Is that his name? I don't know.
There's Cyclops. Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
That's what's up.
Yeah, I want to see that movie. I want to see Storm and Black Panther movie. That'd be cool. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Katie likes Storm.
I do.
Another question comes in from Spooky Doo. Spooky Doo, where are you?
Spooks.
Did you get your Harley pop yet?
Girl, no. Hold on. I have this one, which I probably shouldn't have unboxed her because people would be like, ah! This was like more of a difficult find. I actually found her at a Comic-Con years and years ago. But like, you would find this specific Pop Funko with like the pop gun instead of the hammer. And I have the hammer version and I love her. So it's basically going to be like the same if I get the pink one. But I want when it's... I just don't want to keep spending money on Pop Funkos because my husband's going to kill me. No, he wouldn't really do that.
She has a hammer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a big, like, bam hammer.
That's what you have. Okay. Yeah, and that's
So,
like...
The new one is like the pink breast cancer awareness version. And they all look really cool. The Batman one looks cool. Superman looks cool. I mean, so does Wonder Woman. But I just want Harley Quinn.
Is Harley your favorite DC character?
Yes.
Why?
She is like, she crazy like me. So like, I can get on a level with her like nobody else. And you know the Joker too, like him too. I think he's probably those two are my favorite.
Here's the next question. Have you seen either Joker or Birds of Prey?
No, I have not. I have wanted to see them so badly, but because I have a 2-year-old running around, well, I guess 2.5 now, I can't like watch certain movies.
You can watch. Joker's laughing the whole time. It's fine.
Does he like get violent though?
You know, maybe
Probably
a little bit here and there. You know,
I really, really, really want to watch that movie.
Okay,
like,
I can't. It's really violent. It's hype. It's like very, very violent.
Okay, yeah, I want to see that movie.
But you didn't see Birds of Prey, and Harley's your girl.
And she's also violent, but yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. That's the thing. Okay.
I liked, to some degree, again, unpopular opinion, I really like Suicide Squad just because of its like being, whatever, the same characters in that.
Wait, the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep going. Sorry, I thought you just meant Suicide Squad in general. But keep going.
No, the movie. I'm sorry.
Okay, right.
But that actress is the same, if I'm not mistaken. That's in Birds of Prey.
Margot
correct?
Robbie. Yes. She's actually.
I would say like.
Huh? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, please. After you. I didn't mean to cut
I was
you
just
out.
gonna say, if I had to pick like an actress, I'd pick her.
Would you pick her to lead the new Pirates of the Caribbean franchise?
Sure.
Because she's going to.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's do it. Let's go.
I'm excited for that, but at the same time, I really wanted it to be Karen Gillan. Katie, you might know her from
I do.
Jumanji and stuff.
No.
Or she's also Nebula. She's like all blue and bald in Avengers. Okay, do you know?
What was she in before that you never watched?
What was she in before? Do you know?
The British show that everybody loved with a police box.
Oh, was she in Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Okay, there are rumors she was going to be the new lead for Pirates. I was like, oh, she could be Red the Pirate. I was like, she already does like the long... I was like, she's perfect. And I want her to get her franchise because I think she's really good. But anyway, Margot Robbie's also good too. I just want Johnny Depp back. Because you, Katie, were a big Depp fan for a long time.
Oh, yeah, I left him... Yeah, I would say how did I miss my boy?
Johnny.
My boy.
Johnny.
God, Chocolat. Like, I had dreams about that movie for years. I was just like, where is this man? Why isn't he here? Like, super romantic and cute. Oh my God, I love that movie.
Was it Ninth Circle or whatever? That terrifying
Ninth.
one?
Oh.
That one popped up on Hulu, and I was like, oh my God, I remember this. I remember one scene in particular, and I was like, well, this is burned into my brain.
Yeah, that and Secret Window is kind of strange, but okay. He can do pretty much near to no wrong with me. Like, I don't know, he can just do whatever. He's very flexible in his roles. He can be anything you need him to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you lose him, and a lot of people obviously go back to Jack Sparrow. But when you look at that character and you see who Johnny Depp really is, like in the interviews and stuff, it's transformative. Like he's like a completely different person. Like it's like, you know, just, and he did that for like 5 films. Like that's so crazy to me. And I get that there's kind of people who are like, oh, the last one he kind of phoned it in and stuff, and he was going through like a really rough time, it sounds like. So I hope Johnny Depp isn't like done forever, because I think he's good. Did you see the new Crimes of Grindelwald movie at all? He's in it a little bit. He's not. There's not a lot for him to do, unfortunately. So I don't know. I just want to see Johnny do what he does best, and that is play a completely off the wall character and just be crazy. But maybe Johnny Depp will get to be Jack again. Do you like the Pirates movies, Katie?
Yeah, I really do.
Do you have a favorite?
The last one was a little strange.
Like the one where they fought the Spanish guy? Is that the one you saw?
Yeah.
The ghost pirate guys?
Oh, yeah. Like underwater.
What's your favorite one of them? Do you have a favorite one?
I don't know. I have a really hard time with Keira Knightley as a rule. Like, just...
Oh, no, wait, what?
I don't know. I'm sure you disagree.
No, I'm not saying. I'm curious.
Yeah, okay.
You're not okay?
I just think somebody else could have, like, done a better job at that role.
Who would you put in
Which I should be speaking, because I don't act and I don't know all of the ins and outs of what, you know, you need to do in order to get in that role. But
who would you rather have in there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Interesting.
It's kind of like when I think of Kristen Stewart in Twilight. It's like somebody else could have done that role and not be like, okay.
That's just because Robert Pattinson has that effect on anyone. I've never met him in person, but I imagine he makes you lose your breath. You're just like, oh.
I think maybe when he was Edward Cullen, but from like more recent times, he looking a little.
You know he's going to be the new Batman, right?
I had no idea, but I do now, and we'll see what happens.
All right, fair enough. You didn't say your favorite Pirates, though.
I don't know, the second or third one, maybe. It's been a long time. Like I said, I probably haven't watched those movies in like over 5 years.
You probably wouldn't like 3 if you didn't like Keira Knightley, because she goes from like, well, in those 3 films, spoiler alert, she goes from governor's daughter to the Lord of Pirates. Like the Pirate Lord for a brief time. And then they never talk about it again. And then she shows up silently in the last film. Spoilers for all of them. You should have watched Pirates 5 by now. I like the villain in that one. Anyway, Javier Bardem, man, he's good. Oh yeah, okay, besides Maleficent, that's another question. Do you have any like live action like villains that you really liked? And I know that you were on a Hannibal Lecter kick a while ago, and it terrified me. It terrified me that you liked that. I was like,
well, and then they did like the TV one.
Yes, did you like it?
That actor, whatever his name
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's on my top 2. He was to me like in some ways like even worse than Anthony Hopkins, because like it was just so effortless like when he was doing stuff.
Oh.
And it was the undertone, there was just like this undercurrent throughout the entire TV series of just like such malice and like just no care for people, and he didn't even try to like be outward about like what he was doing. It was just, I don't know, it was just crazy. He was just so eloquent. If you watch it, like his house is very particular. Like he's kind of like a chef a little bit at home. He can make all these crazy things, which obviously are people. And
to quote my sister, I know like.
I know like.
I'm sure he did a great job.
It's so good.
Freaks me out though. I just don't like the whole people. I love Anthony Hopkins though. Anthony Hopkins is so good. Mads Mikkelsen's good too. They're both good. But Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, Zorro.
Thank you. Finally, I did that whole week where I watched Zorro, The Mask of Zorro, like twice in a couple like weeks for the show, and then I did the podcast by myself to talk about The Mask of Zorro, and I still somehow cranked out like a 50-minute. I was like, how did I talk about this for like 50 minutes? But other favorite like live action villains. I'm sorry, I kind of gave you one, but was there any else that jumped to mind for you, like out of recent years or maybe a few years ago?
I will say that I would really like to see, and they could really mess it up, like a live action with Hades somehow.
That's coming.
Is it?
Yeah, they're doing live action Hercules. Yeah, Zero to Hero. Disney. I don't know who's going to be Hades himself. People were like, James Woods should be it, but I think James Woods has maybe not so been good on Twitter. I don't know.
Oh
Sometimes.
no.
If you're okay, here's the thing. Someone like me, I will one day become a movie star, and I don't say that. I do not say that facetiously. But I also will not use Twitter to just say and do whatever I want. Because if I ever do, please hold me accountable. Because I feel like people just say bad things and then they just like ruin their careers. I'm like, oh, please, like,
Yeah, for sure.
don't do it. But I want, like, James, I don't know who else you'd do for Hades. Who is that? Like, maybe they do a different take on Hades completely. But then you lose some of that, what makes Hades. It's like when they did live action Jafar for Aladdin. The guy was fine, but he wasn't like crazy Jafar. He wasn't just like, he's like, I will be Sultan. Like, he didn't do that.
Yeah.
He wasn't like chewing the scenery. That's what I want, man.
Maybe live action of Hunchback as well.
Who do you get for Frollo?
Ooh. I don't know. That's a discussion for another time. I could think on that for a while.
A younger Ian McKellen.
He'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
He'd be good.
Okay. I could see it.
I think they flirted with the idea of doing live action Hunchback. I forget where that is, if that's still being a thing or not. I think the only issue with Hunchback is it's tricky. It's a tricky one. I can't believe that movie got made. Like, I'm really surprised. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty messed up. It's great. I think it's really good. And friend of the show, Christine, aka Ivy Winter, that's like her favorite thing. She will scream it from the rooftops, like Quasi scream in Sanctuary, holding Esmeralda over his head. But I don't know. I would like to see live action Hunchback. I just think that's tricky, man. Yeah.
Yeah. True that.
I'd love to see Andy Serkis play Quasimodo, though, or somebody with that kind of that physicality, like this, because they'd have to probably do some sort of CG work to it. I don't know.
I suppose. Yeah.
Would you keep
That's a good point.
Do you keep the gargoyles, or do you ditch the gargoyles?
I would be really concerned. So a lot of like the live action stuff is going straight to CGI with everything, and it's just like I didn't even watch Cats. Like I just saw the like the commercial for it, and it was so icky.
Yeah.
Like I like saw like Rebel Wilson like shaking, and I was just like, this is too much. Like, what are we doing? And like this, ugh.
Did you see the
So,
part
like,
where she
no.
unzips her flesh?
No.
Oh, she unzips her coat of cat hair, and she has another outfit and cat hair underneath.
Oh, that's very disturbing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, if they're going to do it, I would almost prefer, like, actors, like, dressing up as gargoyles or something. I don't know.
At this point, are we okay replacing them with the gargoyles from Gargoyles? And it's just like Goliath is like, Quasi, like you and I together can free Paris. Like I'd watch that movie. I know it makes no sense, but I'd be totally fine with that. I still want them to do a live action Gargoyles TV show, like Disney Plus it. Like that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
It would be pretty neat. I'd be behind that.
You'd
I
be
love
behind
gargoyles.
Is there any other like live action like TV Disney Plus stuff you'd want to see? Like just even crazy stuff. Like be like, oh, Little John from Robin Hood gets his own series or something.
Country Bear Jamboree. No, I was kidding.
Bear Jamboree. Little John's Revenge. Just like a weird title that no one understands. Oh man, I never saw Country Bears. I've only seen pieces. Have you seen it?
No.
It's terrifying.
I've seen like a snip, but not like
That's what
enough
you wanted.
to
You want the live action
Yeah.
like puppet stuff. That's what it would be.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding around.
But live action Disney Plus stuff. Any cartoons on Disney that you liked?
Yeah, I was gonna say gargoyles, like we already brought up. I'm trying to think of other things growing up that we watched that I'd want to see.
Dark and gritty DuckTales.
Maybe not.
Okay, probably not a good idea. Tailspin. You ever watch Tailspin?
No.
Okay. It was
No.
a follow-up to Jungle Book, kind of. I almost said Jungle
Okay.
Cruise. It's different. Baloo was a pilot. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's cute.
And King Louie was kind of there too, I guess.
Kind of.
We never got... I think it's because some of that stuff... I don't think it was all on cable. We just didn't watch those channels as much as kids. But we didn't have access to all those things, so we were stuck with the movies mostly, which I enjoyed, you know. Live action Little Mermaid. What's that going to be like? I don't know. It'll be interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Oh, Little Mermaid's probably one of my favorite movies too.
Besides Sleeping Beauty?
Lots to do. Yeah, and Hunchback, but it's like you said, it's dicey.
Which one? Wait, which one's more? Is Hunchback Silver Place?
Yeah, man.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, probably even. Well, I don't know.
Somebody asked me.
Maleficent wasn't in Sleeping Beauty. It'd probably be Hunchback. It's just like growing up, we watched that. I mean, it's dicey though, so like it's probably not a good opinion to have.
Who cares? No, it's just it can be your favorite. It's fine. It's Disney. Somebody asked me the other day, and I think I said Aladdin. I don't know if I said Robin Hood, but I feel like I should have. But then Tarzan. I feel like people forget. Like Tarzan was one of the last Disney animated films, or one of the, I shouldn't say the last, but like hand drawn that I felt like really pushed like what you could do with hand drawn. Like the last one was like Princess and the Frog, right? But like I look at Tarzan and like all the work that went into like how he surfs on like the trees and stuff, and like just how fluid and like dynamic that movie is. I don't know, man. Like Tarzan doesn't even have great antagonists. It has like two. It's got a leopard and a dude. Like that's like the bad guys.
Leopard and a dude.
Do you know their names? Pop quiz.
No.
Sabor the leopard and Clayton.
Clayton. I was gonna be like Clayton.
He's a gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like Tarzan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. That would be up there too.
Katie's like, ever since I had a son, she's like, for one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. Like it's beautiful. It's just that way with us. I'm the gorilla, and he's the person. Like, you know?
Well.
I was gonna say, is she paying attention? Colin's not bad. Colin's not bad.
No, I think I also would say like Lady and the Tramp is good, and
what a stunning endorsement. Lady and the Tramp is good.
It's not like my top, but like Peter Pan is also really good.
Did you watch the live action Lady and the Tramp?
No.
I watched a little bit of it.
I didn't.
Okay. Peter and the Pan's good. You know what I love about Peter and the Pan?
Peter and the Pan.
Peter. Peter and the Pan. You know what I love about Peter and the Pan? You know what I love about Peter Pan? You know what I love? I like it because there is a villain that you feel bad for. I don't understand exactly what went down. All I know is that Peter chopped off Hook's hand and fed it to a crocodile. And, unlike everybody else, for most of the people who live in Neverland, Hook isn't leaving. Hook showed up one day and is not leaving until he gets his revenge. And you gotta respect it. But also, Hook, I forgot this, he kills somebody in his introduction off screen. Some guy's singing, and he's playing an accordion in the crow's nest, and Hook, he's like working on a map, and he takes and loads a pistol, and he shoots him, and you hear the guy fall in the water, and Hook's just like it just kind of is like, he goes back to work. I like Hook a lot, man. I like Hook, and yeah, I'm sorry. I love the crocodile, though, too. Just
the crocodile's pretty great.
Dude, that's me, like, outside the door from the buffet. Sorry, I guess. What do you think about live action Hook? What did you think of Hook?
Are you talking about you're talking about the Hook?
Yeah, like Spielberg's
Oh my God.
Hook.
I will definitely say that's on my top. That's one, that is a really good movie.
Yeah, it's
the music, the acting, everything about it. And Robin Williams. Oh my gosh. He's just so good.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's probably one of my favorite actors.
It bothered me as a kid that the crocodile was still alive, but they turned him into a clock, and then it's still, spoiler alert for Hook, that the crocodile eats Hook. I was like, how did...
I know.
Also, do you think it... I think it confused us as kids, and I tried to do it, but like trying to imagine food, and then trying to eat that food,
yeah,
and then pretending that you were full because of that food. I wonder how many kids tried to do that after they saw that movie. They're like, well, if Rufio can do it, you know.
Rufio.
He's great. Did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No.
Okay. That guy voices one of the main characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Name's
I went
Hugo.
on Avatar: The Last Airbender and Chuck books.
That's a ride that used to be at the Mall of America. I don't know if it's still there. It's a big like surfboard thing where it's just like you go like this, but then also, correct me if I'm wrong, you're like sitting in a circle thing that spins too.
I'm getting nauseous even thinking about it, and yes, you are correct. And that's probably one of my worst experiences of my entire life, was being on there and not being able to get off. I was like, this is a mistake.
Ironically, one of our best videos on the channel is a point of view from me sitting in the front of that log flume with Matt, and you and our oldest sister were in the back, and we weighed it down, unfortunately, because Matt and I were up in front because we're bigger than you guys, and the water came up and over the log on some of the drops. So if you go watch that one, it's one of the top ones on the channel, I think. It's just like Log Flume Mall of America, you lied to me or something.
You lied to me.
I think we need to make thumbnails with bigger fonts. People will be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Mall of America, man. That's some weird rides. But we're spoiled because we're Disney kids, so we're like... Did you like ever go back to Mall of America or to like Valley Fair or other theme parks, and did you still enjoy them as much, or was there a part of you like me who, again, super spoiled, where I'm like, yeah, like what's the backstory on Wild Thing? And they're like, it's a freaking yellow roller coaster. I'm like, yeah, but like, like what? Tell me the lore. And they're like, there's what? No, just get on the.
There's no lore.
Get on the ride, freak.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Disney just like, again, you go in there, and once you go through gates or whatever you want to call it, well, I don't know what they call them now. You put your finger on the little doohickey and
you don't do that anymore.
Well, right now, right? Or just indefinitely.
I don't know, we'll see about that.
Anyway, you're just like in a totally different world. Like Disney World and Disneyland are exactly what they say. They're taking you out of reality and placing you into fantasy, and like everything that you go on, for the most part, except for a few rides, are pretty well themed to a point where you are like in it. Like, think about going through Indiana Jones. Like Jimmy mentioned a while back about, it's kind of like it stinks to have to walk all the way through there, but at the same time, like you kind of get involved in what's surrounding you at the, and when they have the decoder cards, like I think that would have been really cool to do. If you would have had time to sit around and be like, oh, I can decode this. Yeah.
I try to take pictures and decode it because like I could just look them up online, but where's the fun in that? Like I wanted to do that. It sounds way more fun. Yeah. And that kind of like is a question I have for a lot of people. I know Katie and I have done Disney Duo in the past plenty of time. We're up to like, we'll have to be 5 after I make the next one. I know we talked about maybe doing like a pseudo smaller like Disney podcast from time to time. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. If I get 5 comments on this video that say they want that, then we will maybe do it. So there you go.
Just say yes, because I want to talk about Disney every day.
And that would not replace this podcast, which a lot of people, that's a question I have, and Katie can help me figure this out too. Because this channel, I've been like, I make videos, but because we do the podcast every week, that takes up a lot of time too. If I didn't do the podcast every week, and then did like more videos, then I wonder if people would feel like that's better for the channel or better for their Patreon pledge or whatever. I just want to know what people want. I want to give the people what they want, But it's not going to matter because we're going to get Phil Spencer on the show eventually. We'll keep tweeting at him. One of these days he'll be on. Katie, you know who Phil Spencer is? You know him?
Nope.
He's like the head of Xbox.
Oh, hi Phil. Yeah. How are you today?
Phil's a good dude, and we're going to call the segment "Fill Me In." Because we'll have him on. We don't have to talk about games. I just want to hear what he likes. Like I like getting people on who like you, who like you have like you talked about Disney and stuff, but like people don't always know like your favorite movies and stuff. Like I want to know the other things people really like, because sometimes I think we just get painted into that kind of corner of being like, oh, you're like the video game person, you only like video games. Like no, you like movies and theme parks and music and other things too.
Oh, for sure.
I think that those conversations are interesting and ones that aren't had as often. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Anyway. Katie, you did it. You got through all the questions except this last one. Spooky wants to know, have you made any other brand new pop purchases?
Spooks. Here's the most recent. It's Stitch. I told her about this. Can you see him?
Super
Isn't
cute.
he adorable? Oh, wait. Sorry. There you go.
That looks great. So it's Stitch reading, and there's a bunch of little ducklings around him.
Oh, and one of the ducklings, he's lost and crying in the book.
Oh, yeah.
So he's showing the little ducks they find their mom.
Lilo and Stitch, I feel like, could be one of my favorite Disney's movies of all time. Just right now, I feel like there's something, I don't want to say missing. It's just, I guess it's because there's like kind of 2 movies going on. There's like this kind of sci-fi like action movie happening, but then also like this really interesting family drama.
Yeah.
And I saw a thumbnail, and it said like, there's information in that movie that shows you what Nani had to give up to take care of Lilo. You see like medals and stuff in their house that like Nani might have been like a pro or going to be a pro athlete of some sort, or there's like stuff that's like dreams dashed, and I was like, oh, you're killing me. Like, I love Lilo and Stitch though. I also just love Stitch, which I think some people really don't like Stitch, which is too bad. I love Stitch. I don't know, where do you feel?
I love him too.
Yeah,
I love Stitch, and I can't believe now for some reason that segued me into thinking, how did we not bring Emperor's New Groove into this conversation? Like,
yeah. So it was your favorite characters. Yzma, someone was asking me the other day, like my favorite villains from just any Disney. I was like Hades, but like Yzma might be. Yzma's great because she's just. I like she doesn't have any powers. She's just crazy, but she's also funny. And like you get kind of why Kronk might want to help her. I love Yzma. And Cusco's not bad. Kronk is amazing. I watch Kronk's New Groove, everybody. It should be on Disney Plus. It's such a great like follow up. And then there's like the TV show. Yeah, it's all good. Go check it out. Go check out all the Emperor's New School. It's weird.
There's
but anyway,
a bunch.
It's a bunch of stuff. But anyway, Emperor's New Groove is which that was going to be a very different film a long time ago. I don't think it was going to be as funny. It was going to be much more serious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would have been bad. I like it how it is.
Check out Yzma's Snuff Out the Light song that I always sing to Katie. Dude, a world of darkness. I'm like, amazing. That sounds so good. Anyway, Emperor's New Groove. Excellent. I feel like Emperor's New Groove and Robin Hood, I don't know why those two movies like are in the same category for me. Maybe it's just like
Robin Hood too.
It's like overthrowing empires and stuff. I don't know. Robin Hood's like stealth. Oh man. Dude.
Yeah.
Remember when he dresses up as that stork and he goes to an archery competition?
That's pretty awesome.
Disney Plus is making a movie about it.
Really?
I think it might be CG though. I wanted them to do it live action. It's like
we'll see.
I want a dude in a fox suit who's also in a stork suit.
Let's do both. Let's do it all. Let's do everything possible under the sun to not do CG. Like I get it, and I get the technology is like so advanced these days. However, if you do too much of it, that it like takes away from the actual storyline because everyone's just like, oh,
it's really
what's happening?
Also, too, I feel like it's almost impossible to not have it feel dated in a couple of years. Except there are a few exceptions, I should say, like Jurassic Park. I feel like I don't know what they did, but like for any time when I watch that again, I'm like, oh, it's just maybe used so sparingly. I don't get to see dinosaurs constantly. I can't really like, okay, like where are the flaws and the faults? But like that movie holds up. Just some of them, you're like, oh, they tried at the time and they pushed technology forward, but I don't know. You're right. I agree with you. I like more practical stuff, but I get where you got to do CG. Well, like Lord
of the Rings did a mixture, like, and I think that's why that withstands the test of time because there's not like it's not all or nothing. It's a mix, and the orcs aren't like CG. If that would have been, I probably wouldn't like it as much as I do.
Yeah, did you watch The Hobbit and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that they were like pretty much all CG in that.
It was okay, but the originals, I was like, oh, this still doesn't stand up to the original trifecta.
Yeah. Well, and again, for people who've been watching the show recently, they know that we did 3 episodes on that with Manny, and we talked about Lord of the Rings for so long. But you're totally right. It looks so bleeping good. It's just so good. I just want to swear so much for it. I love Lord of the Rings so much. Oh my gosh, they don't make movies like that anymore. Sorry, I'm so sorry. No. I wish they. I will help make one of those. Anywho, here's hoping that Amazon show is good. I feel like it's so hard, like, cause you got like Lord of the Rings is like, oh, and then you have like The Hobbit, which is like, and then it's like the show, like the TV show. It's like I don't know. I don't envy the task of trying to make that show. It's like, but I'll watch it. I'll be there. As long as they give me another season of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. How does that show not have 18 seasons already? I mean,
so good. It's so good. She's just incredible.
I like her. I forget the name of the actress who plays her manager. She, I think, is amazing.
Yes. I don't know her name. I was trying to think about it.
Look it up. Is that your favorite Amazon show, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
That's, I'm sorry, but like, there's other things on there. It's not my kind of shows for the most part.
By the way, Alex Borstein. Alex Borstein is the name of Susie Meyerson.
Okay.
And I remember watching some award show and she won and you were like, she deserves it. And I was like, I've never seen the show. And then I watched it and I always come back to this. And I, as an actor, have been trying to learn this stuff. I've been learning to cry on command. Which is very horrible and it makes me very sad. But there's one moment in like one of the like later like season 3, she like sits down and just starts crying like legitimately, just like from a full like just walking into a room and she just breaks down. And I was like, oh my god, you're so good. I was like, and she's like a person who's like super hard, like she's got this crusty exterior, and then like she finally breaks down in a moment. You're like Susie, not Susie, like.
I know.
Season 2. I don't know. That show is so good. Just go watch it.
So good.
just go watch it. It's so good. Oh my gosh, Katie.
Just make sure you do it over a weekend because you're going to want to binge the whole thing.
You will want to watch the
binge it.
You want to watch every moment. Yeah.
It's one of those shows where you're like, crap, when's the next season coming out? If you can like get through all of the seasons in one fall swoop, you're gonna be like, okay, I've got my fill. Like, I still haven't gotten my fill, even though we've had a couple seasons of it. So I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, speaking of things we like to binge watch or kill our time with, I think it's time to segue into that show part of the show. Oh my gosh, help me. It's getting very warm in here, as mom likes to say when she was on a few weeks ago. I'm starting to lose it. Anyway, it's time to move into time killers, or as I like to call it, time killers. So you got to do the creepy thing on there. Anyway, Katie, what have you been killing time with?
This. I'm kidding. No, I've been like, are you talking about like shows or like in general life?
I thought you watched the show. Kitty's like, I've never watched one of these shows ever in my life.
No. I don't even know what the name of the show is that I'm watching.
No. I'm Jane.
Bam, bam, bam. Sweet Magnolias on Netflix. It's like Heart of Dixie, except it's new, and I watched that, and it's a cute little hometown thing.
Nice.
Just watch it. You probably won't watch it.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know. I saw it. Was it a movie or is it a TV show?
It's a TV show. If you haven't watched Heart of Dixie, though, like, start with that.
Oh, yeah. She's from OC.
You'd like her. Okay. She's really good.
I like her.
Yeah. I've been watching that primarily, and puppy videos on YouTube.
Okay. Why?
Because of my child.
Okay. So, your child? You have a child?
Asher.
Oh, there you go. That's his name. Because of my Chad. I would never watch a puppy video otherwise, except for my Chad.
No, I would, but not like hours of it.
I like to hours. Think if like someone is like checking in on all the things we watch and look up, that they didn't have that information that you had a child, and they're just like, yeah, sir, there's something interesting happening with that Katie. She's watched 5 hours of puppy videos every day for the past 4.5 months. They'll be like, what happened? Like, give her the puppy ads quick. Yeah. Puppy videos. Good. Is there any favorite puppy that you have? Are you grimacing?
The ones that are quiet, because I have 2 little something or others here that I get enough of at home.
Or like a breed would be good too. Do you have a favorite breed of puppy?
Well, I've always wanted an Irish Wolfhound, but I don't see those on the streams.
You should look up. I bet they are cute puppies. All puppies are cute.
I'm sure, yeah.
Cool.
Probably pretty wiry though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
cool.
it.
Excellent. Good job. I guess for me, really briefly, I've been like kind of going through Queen of the South, which I watched a few episodes and then stopped and then got back into. It's kind of a sad show, but it's interesting. It's kind of like Breaking Bad if you knew the ending at the beginning, because it basically details this young woman, Teresa's uprising in a Mexican drug cartel, from like a drug mule all the way up to like the actual boss of the cartel. The problem is she has a psychotic break when something really bad happens to her, and I mean like really bad, and she develops this persona of who she will be and look like as the boss of the cartel. So she'll be in these situations where she's just, it's like modern day or whatever, and she'll see herself all dressed in white, her hair's turned, like, is up in a bun, and she'll have like the sunglasses on, and her future cold self will be like, you have to do this right now. And she'll do it. So like there's this weird kind of like through line where even though she gets in trouble, you know she's not gonna like die, but that like there's this other persona that's always watching her and trying to craft her into that. It's kind of weird, kind of fascinating.
So what you're saying is she's schizophrenic.
Kind of. She had a mental break because of something really bad that happened to her, and I get it. And she does get her revenge in a sense, which is great, but it's still something that's like, it's kind of like almost with Harley Quinn. Like she's been affected by the Joker, and it's not like she can be rehabilitated back to like, oh, I'm just Harley Quinzel again, your psychiatrist. She's like always going to be like, Mr. J, like, and all that stuff. So if you like Harley, it's a good show. It's really gritty though, and it's on USA. It's interesting too to go back to like a show that was on cable. It's got like 4 seasons on Netflix, and how violent and how much they can show on there now. I was like, oh, I forgot the cable can like show some pretty like crazy stuff because it's like trying to keep people because like not everybody has access to it. And I was like, okay, so this is how you kind of get people in. And I was like, okay, all right.
I don't know. Hannibal was on like one of the mainstream
NBC. Yeah,
it was NBC, man.
NBC,
like it was pretty intense. Like I think I had the same thought when I was watching through. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is on like regular channels. Like if we were watching that stuff, like back in the day when we were growing up. I'm sorry, I have to go back. I gotta go back to the very beginning. Back to the very beginning. Dinotopia, bro. Like, that's what we grew up with. And, like, that's one of my favorite movies in 10th Kingdom. I'm, like, crying thinking about it. Watch them. If you need a copy, like, just bring it back to me because it's, like, one of my favorite things. But seriously, that would have never, flown, so to speak, back in the day. And now it's just, like, out there.
I wonder, too, if, like, the rise of that type of show, especially, like, you're right, on NBC, where you see stuff like that, and you're like, wow, that's really pretty graphic. Yeah. I wonder if it's to combat the fact that a lot of stuff has gone to streaming. And for a while there, before they were making their own streaming service, they're like, we got to make things that, like, compel people to watch our shows. And they kind of maybe, like, lifted some of the, like, not bans, but just, like, things like limitations that were in place on those shows. I'm not sure. But then again, I remember seeing some pretty traumatic ER stuff back in the day. So, I don't know. I remember being, like, freaked out and crying during that Valentine's episode where they, like, killed that one doctor. And my mom...
I know, I was still thinking about it.
Mom comes in, she's like, it's fine, they're all actors. They probably went for coffee afterwards. And I'm like, no, they're dead, man. They're so dead. I was like, they killed those people. That was probably, like, my first, like, real, like, oh, gosh, like... desensitizing moment. And then after that she was like, it's just like there was just like a whole world of that stuff. But you're right, Hannibal, very scary. So, I don't want to watch it. I know Mads Mikkelsen's good though. I just watch Blacklist. That's my NBC show. James Spader, I watch that guy kill people all day and be happy about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's I love him. I use that voice, by the way. I use a James Spader voice as Raymond Reddington when I order food sometimes. And occasionally, I did it recently, I use a southern accent too. Because they don't know. Don't go to the same fast food place a lot though, because they'll catch on. They'll be like, "Wait a second, weren't you from Texas before?" I'll be like, "Howdy, y'all." Like, please help me. Anyway, this is spiraling. Katie, do you have any other time killers before we wrap up the show?
Nope.
Nope. Quick shout out, I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima. It's amazing. I won't ruin it for anybody, but it is incredible. It's one of my favorite games that I've played this generation, I think. I love it so much. I just want to hold it in my arms forever. Like a sweet, sweet little baby. Just like I love you so much. And it's got a little katana. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Katie, it's like they made the game for me. It's almost like they called me up and asked me to help them make it. It's just... like, when you're done killing people, Katie, you can sheath your sword and you, like, flick the blood off it, and then you sheath it, like, and you choose to do that. It's just...
that's what's up.
Maximum style points. Ugh, it's so good. Ghost of Tsushima. Also, I heard that they finally released the entire song for Bug Snacks. It's 3.5 minutes or something. Check it out. It's kind of bug, and it's kind of snack. And everybody should check it out, because it's one of the greatest songs that we've ever made as a human civilization. Katie, we've kind of done community feedback and questions already, so that's probably what will pop up here. But I appreciate you being on the show. Are there any other thoughts or questions or comments you have before we wrap up?
I just want, firstly, to thank you for having me on, and secondly, for asking me to think about streaming, because he'd asked me quite a while ago about doing it, and I was like, oh, I don't have time. I am not going to make time for myself to do that. And this is like one thing that I'm really excited about learning more about, and actually engaging with the community. And I need that community, so I need you guys to watch it as much as you maybe do want to watch somebody stream. I don't know, but I'm excited, so that's all I gotta say.
Do you have any rough ideas of like when you would like to stream? Not that you have to, we're not hammering anything down now, but you would stream probably more so at night because you have day job.
Yeah, it would likely, I would say, would be probably like anywhere between like 5 and 9.
Okay.
Not like a whole 4-hour stream, but like somewhere in there. I haven't like solidified the times, and the days are going to be kind of here and there, but I'd like to at least stream once a week, if not a couple times a week, so I can get it fit in to the schedule. Yeah. So
we don't want to overwork you. And it's just been, it's one of those things, like I said, Katie said it, she's like, well, you suggested it a while ago and I decided not to. It's like you lead that horse over to the river and you're like, maybe it's gonna drink, and then you're just sitting by the river because the horse ran away, and you're like, horse is gone, and then you hear like a little You're like, it's like this pink horse comes flying up to the river and throws themselves into it, and you're like, oh my gosh. No, I'm really excited to watch your streams because I'll be there. I'll be watching. I'll be hanging out there too. So don't worry, I'll still be typing. And Katie, I really think you're gonna be more popular than me in like team streams. People will be like, wow, she's way more interesting. I'm just like sitting here, just like, please. But no, I've Katie turned into like a full-time streamer. Is that what people want? I don't know. But if you guys do have any suggestions for games for Katie to play, or any shows or anything you want us to talk about for future, for this podcast, the Disney podcast, or just video ideas in general, even Katie's take on stuff, please, all you have to do is tweet the hashtag Critical Podcast, or you can find us over on Twitter. I am at GoCritical or at JimmyGood013. I should say we are at GoCritical, Katie. Or people can find you, Katie, if they have a question they want to ask you at...
On the Twitters? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Hold on, let me find out. See, I'm still learning all these things. Yep, that's what it is. Yep. Katie Bronson 48.
There you go. Yeah. Also, we're trying to promote this a little bit better. Besides twitch.tv/critical reviews, we're also on Instagram. Katie's been doing a lot of stuff over there. Please follow us over on that, and on Twitter if you're not doing so already. And please subscribe to our channel here. Those are all free things you can do. That's free stuff. Or if you want to support us in a more monetary fashion, there's always Twitch subscriptions and our Patreon. You don't have to do any of that, though. We would appreciate it if you did. Or just share with a friend. Like, that's honestly the biggest thing you can do. Right, Katie?
Yeah, true. Or you can also get, stuff like this. Like I'm wearing.
Yeah.
To be cool
Katie's,
and, have the same outfit. I don't know.
Katie's wearing one of our Spreadshirt t-shirts, which you can find out.
Yeah, it's so comfortable. I'm like, I don't really want to have to dress up for work tomorrow. I just want to wear this all week.
Sure.
I would, of course, wash it in between days, but you know what I'm saying? I could live in this. This is nice.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm glad that you like it, and we're trying to work on some new t-shirt designs too. I showed off a few concepts the other night to the Legionnaires. They seem pretty excited about it. But we do have Spreadshirt.
Ooh.
We have an Amazon affiliate link. Also, I'm sorry, there's so many plugs here, but they're all down below. They should be in the description. That Amazon affiliate link, all you have to do is click on it and order stuff like normal, and apparently we get money from it. So I don't know. But if you want to support us, that's a free way to do so also. But thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Katie, thank you for being a guest on the show. It's your first podcast from this version of it. How did it go? How do you feel it went?
I think it went pretty good.
I think it went okay. Katie's if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd call it a dragon.
No, you have to do it right. It's dragon.
Dragon.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Come back every day.
Come back every day. There are going to be videos every day, but you can come back every day. Also, you're probably seeing our patrons, our $5 up patrons. You get your names at the end of these videos, and so if you want to have your names up there, get a little shout out. Thank you to all of the people who are continuing to support us. That's huge to us, and you guys, you're the reason Critical Reviews exists continuously. We would not be doing this without you. Really, if we didn't have an audience, we wouldn't. Even if our audience is good, Katie. They're so strong. They're so good people. They're good people, right? They're so good.
Yeah, everybody is really supportive of one another, no matter what walk of life you're from, which is it's so cool to see that. I've heard about it, and it's
refreshing.
Come and join the Legion. There's no better place to be yourself than here. Yeah,
I know a few people have asked us to. We have a Discord, so if you guys do want a link to that, I could put that in the future for people who want to join up. But yeah, it's a pretty nice place. It's people always talk about their communities. Ours, honestly, is my favorite. And having to explain that the Legionnaires are actual friends of mine in real life to my in real life friends is very confusing. They're like, "You have friends online? What are you talking about? You've met these people?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've met a few of them. They're great. They're wonderful people." So next time, Katie will come with us to go visit a place. I have this dream that we meet up in Disneyland with a bunch of people, but one day.
I am about that dream. That would be the best meetup ever.
As long as there's beignets and buffets, I'll be there. I'll be there. Ooh, a beignet buffet. So, no, focus. Anyway, thank you for being on the show, Katie. Thank you for everybody who's listening. I appreciate you. Also, we're on Spotify now. Thank you so much. The plugs are done. Remember, next time, to adapt and overcome. Bye-bye. You did it.
Thank you.
You have anything else you want to say?
I did it!
Perfect.
Yay!